Hi guys, and welcome to the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. This is our coverage of the Belle Vue Arts Festival 2023. I have to say 2023 because this is like the fourth or fifth year we've been doing this. Turn up with a microphone and talk to artists. My dream. Okay, I love, if you listen to the show regularly, I like to take a walk around in people's heads, especially if they're a creative, not just in general. But I believe everybody's got a story, and I think artists and people that create and make things have got interesting stories, all the more so. And so today's show is going to be, it starts off at Mrs. Jones Gallery as an exhibition that opened that featured Dan Berry, Christian Ward, Mike Perkins and Charlie Adlard, and we spoke to three of the artists there. I'm not going to tell you who, it's a surprise, guys. You probably hear off the readout if you read it ahead, but that's where it starts. And then we pick up things at Greyfriars Bridge in Coleham for the Belle Vue Arts Festival opener. They did the same thing last year, and we had the same kind of weather and the same kind of reception and the same warm glow that I had last year. It was great. So they had Lego for the kids, they had live music, they had lots of stalls, lots of people came out, brought the community together. It's becoming a bit of a tradition now just to get a nice flow going before this event carries on. It's like a week-long event, and I walked around with my microphone. Last year seemed a bit more difficult to try and get interviews with people. This year I literally switched on my mic and I just had interview after interview after interview, and it was wonderful. I spoke to artists, I spoke to onlookers, people that were there, just people that was hanging around. We spoke to incredible minds, and it was fantastic. So the Belle Vue Arts Festival is happening right now. There's some links on the readout for this podcast, so you can get tickets to events and find out what's going on at this event. And like I said, it's a few days of great lectures, exhibitions, and things to go and see and do. So please take a look at that. Anyway, without further ado, here is our great coverage of the Belle Vue Arts Festival. So we managed to find Dan Berry and Christian Ward, two guys local and brilliant advocates for art in this town. Dan, and we were just chatting and we were just reminiscing about a bit of audio we got a few years ago. I called it the Slobber Knocker because it was a room full of like crazy writers and drawers.
Artists.
Artists.
We prefer artists.
Yeah.
That's what it says on my business card.
It's crazy how we can go that far back, and I think this is the first time I've seen you since then.
Yeah, I stay indoors a lot. Yeah. Doing the drawing and things like that. Actually, that's not true. I don't stay indoors a lot at all, to be honest.
You're international.
I'm all over the place at the moment.
Yeah.
In the last times since we saw you, what have you been working on? 4 years, I think it's been.
Oh, let's see. I've released at least one book with Top Shelf. There was the book Rivers. A fabulous book. I'm sure everyone's heard of it. I'm working as a producer for a video game company called Super Brothers over in Montreal as well. So that's taken up the last entire year, basically.
Wow. One of the features today is the Bones, which I read earlier today, and it made me chuckle so much.
Good. Well,
how true is this story? Is this genuinely one of the stories of your life?
This happened. Yeah, I haven't embellished anything there. It's if anything, I've played it down a little bit.
Abbey's full of mysteries, isn't it?
And skeletons.
Plenty of skeletons in them closets, I tell you. What are you doing? So you're doing the podcast for a while. How did that go? I know you just said you just hung up the mic for a little bit, but how as a journey, what was that like for you?
Excellent. So I ran a podcast called Make It Then Tell Everybody for, let's see, it started in 2012. Then just wound it up. Managed to interview over 250 different artists about how they do what they do, and that was great. It introduced me to loads of people. It put my voice into lots of people's ears. It was time to wrap it up.
Yeah, it's
I hit a milestone, and it felt like.
How many episodes did you do?
250 something.
Wow, that's a lot.
Yeah, that's hours and hours of audio out there.
Yes, absolutely. We're about to embark on the Belle Vue Arts Festival tomorrow. Locally, it's a great event. What do things like this, the Belle Vue Arts Festival and the Hive, all married up, and these things that kind of encourage young people to get out and do you feel like you're doing a great thing? Because I think like you, Charlie, Christian, and Mike behind you has just come in as well, doing great things to encourage young people to get out there and draw.
Well, thank you very much. I think it's good to be able to see art sort of out in the wild, and you might accidentally stumble on something and accidentally get inspired. I think that's one of the great things about having like a festival in the town that does that. Otherwise, you have to go and search it out and find it. And I like the idea that you can get serendipitously inspired, I guess.
That's great. Christian's here as well.
Also has a voice.
I have a voice.
He's got to sit that way. When's it my turn?
No, I can always stand in Dan's shadow. It's quite comfortable there.
What are your thoughts on Shrewsbury and art? Do you feel like over the last few years there's been a bit of an art revolution?
Well, I mean, I've lived here for 6 years now, and so we moved down from Wolverhampton lad originally, but we moved down here from London. So obviously, kind of coming from a big city to here, like what surprised me the most was there wasn't that much of a like shift down. I mean, it's, a big major city, obviously there's a little bit, but I mean, I quite like the idea that you're talking about kind of like inspiring kids. Like when I was younger in a lad in Wolverhampton, there was nothing like this. Really, there was nothing that would inspire you. I mean, I remember talking to my teachers about wanting to be a comic book artist, and they were literally like, "We can't be that. You can't do that." So I like the idea that you can have.
That's a lot.
Yeah. I like the idea that you can have an exhibition that people can come to and go, "Oh yeah, you can be that." Even living in Shrewsbury, you don't have to live in a major city. You don't have to live in like London or even Manchester or Birmingham. You can be a comic book artist or any artist living here, and that's what I love about this place.
It's good that you can be vulnerable with whatever kind of art you're making, whether it's photography, whether it's music. You now have a license to go out there and wear your heart on your sleeve without having the mickey taken out of you, or without people saying you can't do that. It seems to be out there now in general. I mean, that's changed, definitely changed since. I mean, I grew up in the 90s. If I said I wanted to do this or do that, I would have got ripped for sure.
Yeah. I mean, for me, it was more like, it wasn't really a mickey taking thing. It was just like, it was like saying I wanted to be a rock star or a Hollywood star. It was the same level of, well, don't be ridiculous. That's not a real job. So I mean, I think there's definitely been a shift that's changed. And actually, I think weirdly the pandemic has kind of helped with that, because it's kind of like everyone can work from home now, so it kind of broadens what you can do from home and like what you can work on. I mean, like Dan's case in point, working on video games here, whereas previously it might have been you had to go to a studio and work within a team. I think the kind of the freedom and flexibility of what you can do now is so wide. You can basically do anything anywhere.
And technology, of course. You talk about the pandemic. You can draw pieces of art and send it across the world, which I'm sure you guys do regularly. What do you prefer? Do you prefer the ability to use technology to send on your work, or do you still prefer paper? I mean, how do you do it?
Well, my work's all digital. Yeah, I haven't worked on paper for years. Yeah, I can't remember. I haven't worked on paper for 10 years maybe.
Wow.
It's been all digital. I mean, every now and again I'll do a commission for somebody to hold something, but as far as my professional work, it's all digital. It has been for a long time.
By yourself, Dan?
It's nearly all paper. It's kind of the polar opposite of what Chris said, because it's
why we get on so well.
It's on each other's toes, you see.
It's the tension.
I really like drawing on paper. I found, I used to do everything digitally, but I found I was getting kind of timid and, I don't know, just a little shy about what I was drawing, because you can always take it back. And that doesn't seem to work for me and my brain. So I like having that. I've put a line down. If it's in the wrong place, I just have to live with it and keep going. That I think my style's grown from that, and I
seems like
enjoy it.
It seems like a weird thing for me to brag about, but I wrote a handwritten letter the other day
Oh la la.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know, you don't do that very often.
You know if you'd misspelled anything, if there was no like dotted red line.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. You've got to be so careful. But the scratch of the pen on the paper, that quill kind of sound, it's kind of nice. It's like, oh,
Yeah, that's the good stuff. Yeah, it's excellent. Yeah, it's real nice. I mean, I pity this guy with his just little squeak of his glove on there.
with his undo button.
The freedom of the undo button.
I just rolled my eyes.
What are you working on at the moment, Christian?
I cannot say.
Oh, okay. You're doing a Mike Perkins on me, okay.
I can say that I'm writing and drawing it, but it's going to be announced next month.
Are you being a diva? Are you being up there at the top?
I'm not allowed to say.
No, I know. What I'm saying is it up there with like
Bucket list?
bucket list? Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Maybe.
Is there something on your bucket
I'll
list
tell him later.
that you'd like to do? Where does it go for you? Is there anywhere that you can go now?
No, I mean but it's a nice problem to have though, right? Like, I mean, it is a dream project. What I'm doing now, like, it's what I've always wanted to do.
Okay.
So people that know me would probably be able to guess what it is. Yeah, no, it's good. But like, but the thing is, like, you know, the initial ambition is to be a comic book artist. Then the ambition is to publish something. Then the ambition is to write something. Then so your ambition has just changed. Yeah. So although I'm hitting this ambition, the next one might be much smaller, but more personal. But it'll just change. It won't be, oh, that's it, I'll retire now. You know, it'll just be like, okay, now the challenge is something else. Now that I've done that, now I'll be like, okay, well, what else can I do, and how can I, shift it?
It's a unique challenge for people to have. I mean, you speak about Charlie Adlard. You're like, well, you've hit the glass ceiling now. Well, where do you go from there? Like,
but no, I mean, I think it's the same for Charlie, though. You know, Charlie's still, Charlie could sit on his laurels now and not work if he really wanted to. Mm-hmm. But like, he doesn't, because we're artists and we want to tell stories. So yes, you've got ambitions that you want to kind of hit, but you've always got stories that you want to tell that are beyond those ambitions, and that'll apply to Charlie, to Dan, to me, regardless of what we do, because we're storytellers. We're storytellers.
What about you, Dan? Is there anything that you would like to work on?
Bones too, more bones harder.
Bones in the attic.
I think it's kind of a nice position I'm in at the moment, in that I do get to choose what I want to do, and people seem to like what I do, so that's kind of a privilege. At the moment, I'm just working for pleasure alone. Like that's all I want to do. If I don't enjoy it, I don't do it.
It sounds perfect.
Yeah, it's after working a proper job for a long time, like. No, this is way better.
Brilliant. Well, listen, guys, thank you so much for chatting to me today. I'm going to give you both my card today because I know we were acquainted, but I think a good hour chat with you would be just phenomenal.
Let's do that.
Because I think that'd be really good. And let's not leave it another 4 years before when we do enjoy it. Have a great evening, guys.
You too.
Thanks for chatting.
You're welcome.
Found,
Go and get them folks outside and tell them to come in and meet the man.
Yeah, come on in. Come and see some art. Come on in. Faye's like, stop, Al, stop. Well,
You can join in if you want, Dave. All right. No, you're all right. We'll leave you two.
Well, his name's on the poster, so I've got to speak to him, haven't I? It's Mike Perkins, all right?
Hello.
We're at Faye's Miss Jones Gallery. How do you like it here?
It's great. They've done a really good job with all the work. It's like really spaced out, really nicely. I think it's really worked. It looks really good.
I don't know. We've probably covered it before, but what is bringing so many, like Faye opening this gallery here, you coming here, and there's Dan, and there's so many people. Christian is wonderful as well. He's only been here 6 years. What's bringing all these amazing artists to Shrewsbury?
I think in probably the last 10, 15 years, it's really grown as an artistic hub, in a way. I think you do go to places and you can feel that sense, that creativity in the air. And I think Shrewsbury is one of those places.
Do you think, like, the difference between like a block or a few blocks in Birmingham or New York or something like that, as opposed to a whole town feeling so artsy, you can spread out a bit more, I guess, here?
I don't know, you get other places within England that feel the same way. You go down to Bath and you can feel it there. When you go to Poland, you go to Krakow, you can feel that creativity. It's just buzzing, And I think there's certain places where, I don't know if it's ley lines or whatever. I don't know. I just get mystic about it, but I think there's definitely a confluence of creative energy.
I guess it's vibrations that come from other creatives.
Right. And I mean, when I lived here 20 odd years back, there was me and Charlie, But now, I mean, there's 10, 11, 12 comic creators here.
And what do you think that does for other creators in the vicinity?
Well, it emphasises the town and brings other people in as well. So that's always a good thing. You can join in.
Very nice to see you. Thank you.
See ya.
So we are at an art exhibition. People are coming and going, which is nice. We get you in the mood. So yeah, I mean, it encourages other artists. But do you feel like? I mean, first of all, do you ever get bored of seeing your work here displayed like this? Does it ever? Does it still feel special?
It's always a thrill. It's always a thrill. It's always a thrill that other people want to see the work. I mean, you obviously know that other people want to see when it's in print. But as far as seeing the actual work, it's a different approach. It's a different mindset, I think.
Yes, it is nice. I imagine. I mean, I get the odd person now and again going, "Oh, listen to your show." I get that as a vibe, but like, my stuff hasn't been blown up like yours has, and I love that. I think it's great.
Sure you could have it in a gallery. You could just have your,
the 90s revival.
The show.
I do want to do a proper vodcast.
Right.
We are speaking with a few people at the moment to try and get some cameras, get a venue, and just go with it. Just bring people in, because I feel like that's what Shrewsbury needs right now.
Yeah, totally.
We're evolving, baby.
How did that thing go with the where you wanted to get a specific area and just hang out and talk? Because you were talking, I was mentioning the bandstand in the middle. You could do that.
Oh yeah, we haven't done that yet.
Oh, okay.
That's kind of what I want to do though.
Right.
I want to create somewhere where it's like almost like a backdrop for what we want to do, and make it so like if we take a small business and we make that our sort of set, if you like.
Yeah.
And it takes off, then we promote a business that way whilst creating a great show.
Yeah.
It's a great idea, I think. So I don't know though, because I just got a new job, which I can't talk too much about, but I've got a new job, and so everything's up in the air. So anyway, what do you think of this? I mean, see, you're up here with Dan and with Christian. Yeah, so collaborating with other local artists in a gallery like this, was it?
Yeah. It was nice when they mentioned it, and it was like, oh, that's a pretty good idea. We can do that. We can do that together, and bring some prints in and things like that. So
brilliant. Yeah. I'm not going to ask you what you're working on, because you're giving the same old. And he swore then, the same old story. I can't tell you. If I told you, I'd have to kill you.
Yeah, that's it.
Still on that one, are we?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm sure when you've got something to tell me, you'll come and find me.
Always. I do actually have some 2000 AD covers coming up as well.
Oh.
I can probably tell you about that, maybe.
Well, we'll have to organise. I do want to redo our Slobberknocker thing that we did at the Hive, where we get you and Charlie, and we'll get Dan, and we'll get Christian, we'll get so many artists around and talk about their work, because last time we did it, somebody left the aircon on and we couldn't use the audio.
Oh, really?
That'd be good, wouldn't it? Then?
Yeah, totally. Because then we'll just be probably just taking the rip out of each other all the time.
That's what I want to get.
Yeah.
I want to get like you guys bantering between each other.
That's the best kind.
All right, John Wagner, how are you?
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, it'd be great. But anyway, it's always great chatting to you, and thank you for doing what you do for local artists.
Excellent, thank you.
So yeah, you can hear the music, the children in the background. We are at Greyfriars now. What you've just heard was what we did last night at Miss Jones Gallery. The theme for this year's Belle Vue Arts Festival is Heroes, which is why it suited Mike Perkins and Dan Berry and Christian Ward representing that. And we're at Greyfriars now. There's superhero pants bunting lining the bridge. There's stalls out here. There's James Warman doing his great thing. We were chatting to him last night, but not in front of a microphone. And as you can hear, it's buzzing today. So let's go and get some interviews. Let's find out what today's all about. So I'm Alex, I'm from the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Okay, I'm Stuart Altman from the Belle Vue Community and Coleham Community Action Group, and I'm the Treasurer.
You're the Treasurer.
I'm John Ingham, I'm from the Belle Vue and Coleham Community Action Group, and I'm the Chair.
Can you explain to the listeners what is the Belle Vue Community Action Group? What is it?
Certainly, we try to do our best for the local community with a view to, if they have a problem, we try and resolve that problem. If not, we point them in the direction where the problem can be resolved. Close to the local council, we've recently had the 4 defibrillators put into our area from funding from the lottery group. We also won the Best Village in Shropshire competition, for which we received funding which we put back into our local community. And obviously with Stuart being the treasurer, very tight on the money, so I don't get much leeway.
Can we have a no?
No, definitely, we spend it all. Yeah, we've done a lot for a lot of community. We've done a lot of litter picking. It started during COVID, really, because we wanted to support the local community.
There were lots of initiatives during the pandemic about what can we do to help.
It was one of the really good things that have come out of the pandemic, actually. Vicky from the Prince of Wales, who started it, she had to isolate for all of COVID, and it was good for her because she phoned up a lot of the people in need around the area, found out what they needed, and they would then phone people in the community to go and do shopping or to go and help them out in any ways we could, and it sort of built from there, really. We realised there was a need, and there's still a need, to try and do things to improve litter picking, dog mess, all sorts of things. Try to plant Sutton Bridge, we've planted that up with some flowers and cleaned it up a little bit, try to get rid of graffiti wherever we can. So little things that make the area nicer, and that's what we're trying to do.
I remember during the pandemic seeing things like what you're doing, and there's the guys up in Radbrook doing stuff, and there's Little Bags of Kindness, they were doing something, and Random Acts of Kindness on Facebook as well. Yes. They've got a great thing. Yeah. It's such a nice, warming thing to see a community come together like that, right?
It's good for both sides, really. I mean, we feel good from helping people, and it's improving the area, and this sort of thing with the Arts Festival, everybody's smiling. The music, the art, and everything that's going on is just what community should be about. It's great.
I remember coming here last year, and it had the same sort of vibe. It's just nice that you can just replicate that every year, and that's what happens when you live in such a nice community, right?
Yeah. I'd like to come in on what Stuart's briefed you on regarding the vulnerable people during COVID, to stop them being scammed, to stop them losing their money to the wrong people. We had a dedicated phone line manned 20 hours a day so they could ring in with their shopping order. We paid for it, and then they paid us back. So we reduced their vulnerability by doing that.
Very nice. Great work, guys. How many of you guys are in the group? 10 of you?
10, and we have an advisor who was a local councillor, Kate Halliday.
Wonderful. Great work, seriously. And what does this mean to the local community? What I'm describing now as an audio-only show, the sun is beaming down. We're at Greyfriars Bridge. There's people scattered everywhere. There's live music you can hear. And there's flowers being sold. There's just people out everywhere. Yeah, it's nice.
It is. And it's a really good spot because everybody comes in across the bridge. It's a really busy spot. And it's, they've done all the bridge in nice bunting of pant bunting, which makes everyone smile, doesn't it? And the kids have got involved in it, and we've got the local school here, the Coleham school. Lots of kids. It's a big school for the area, so they get involved in things as well. Try and support the local shops. We have flooding issues in the area, so we try to help out with that. We're looking at schemes to try and help get the Environment Agency. They come and talk to us, to see if we can get involved. The police involved in it. Yeah, if we have issues with drugs taking or anything that's going on, we put in got the no cycling signs put back in again to try and stop the kids cycling over the bridge. It's all trying to improve the area, and you can see everyone smiling. The music that's going on here is lovely,
Really good vibes. And the theme of the Belle Vue Arts Festival this year is Heroes.
Yep.
And I feel like, in a world where we don't have Batman and we don't have Superman or the Flash, we have folks like you guys
doing real things.
People doing real things and really getting out there and making a positive influence on their community. So from me, and I guess from everybody else that's listening, thank you so much for what you guys do.
Thank you for the interview.
Thanks very much.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for chatting to me today.
Thank you.
Oh, we got any social media presence?
We've got our Facebook page, which sort of tells people what's going on in the area, and if they've got any issues in the area where they want to think we can help improve it, street lighting, dog mess, anything to do with their area, things to improve it for their kids in the area, then let us know and we'll try and see if we can improve.
So that's the Belle Vue and Coleham Community Action Group. So look for that on Facebook, guys. Please give them a follow. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day. So I found one of the organisers, Sue. We spoke to you last year.
You did?
At the art exhibition. It was for the school kids, right? Was it for the school kids or was it?
Yes, actually the school children get involved every year, the whole school. It's completely amazing because 20 years ago, one of their teachers, who sadly has died since, she started this festival 20 years ago. So this year is our 20th anniversary. So that's why the Coleham Primary School children get involved every single year, and they produce the most magnificent. I picked up this work this week. We've got hero capes, we've got street scenes from the year sixes, we've got ancient Egyptian heroes. It's just amazing, and all of that work is going to be presented at the art exhibition, which runs from this coming Wednesday, the 7th of June, to the 10th, which is the Saturday, 10 o'clock till 4 o'clock.
Wonderful. You guys do an amazing job, honestly. I feel like this tiny little art festival is a catalyst for so many things that go on in the town. Do you feel?
I do actually. And actually, when we all go to these committee meetings once a month, all the way through from October right through to now, really. And there are times when you think, oh my goodness, will we ever get there? But to have a day like this, which is glorious, sun shining, and everybody's enjoying themselves.
It's fantastic. And why the hero themes this year? Who chose that and why?
Well, that was Joe Aspinall's theme this year. Mine came second, but
what was yours?
Mine was treasure.
Oh, treasure. Okay. We do that next year.
Maybe next year, yes. So every year, all the committee have the chance to put forward a suggestion or two, and then they have to sort of expand it just a little bit and say how they think it would run and what ideas would be good. And so this year it was heroes. And actually, it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
And this is something that we need right now as heroes. I mean, we've had a terrible few years, haven't we, with the pandemic, with the things that have been going on with the local economy, the global economy. We all could do with someone to look up to, right?
Well, that's why I'm really glad that year sixes at Coleham Primary School have run with. They've done 2 classes of work together, and they've created this massive street. It's a banner which is about I don't know how many meters long, 3 meters long, and it shows local heroes to Shrewsbury. And so they were homing in on all the services, the firemen, the police, NHS, all of those people that help us. And if you want to see it, it's brilliant piece of art.
Amazing. And what I'm going to ask everyone today is, because the hero is the theme, who's your hero?
Oh my goodness!
Oh, I love this. For a thought-provoking question like that.
I would go for. Do I need to say a name?
You could say. I mean, it could be live. Somebody that you.
I would say anybody who volunteers for public service, because it's, most people. It's a thankless task. People who step forward and they give up their time to do something for the good of the community. So that's what I would say.
Getting out there and organising great events like this, you mean? Like yourself?
Well, in a miniature sort of way, yes.
Yes. So there you go. And people that make podcasts.
Exactly.
And promote their local town. I don't know anybody who makes a... No, honestly, seriously.
I'll introduce you to this guy. He's going around at the moment, interviewing people.
Well, thank you so much to you and the guys from the Belle Vue Arts Festival. You guys work so hard every year. And to your ambassadors as well, like Charlie, Mike Perkins, Faye over there, Miss Jones Gallery. And,
Brilliant, isn't it? That gallery, superb. I really hope...
In the right spot?
Absolutely in the right spot. Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you for chatting to me today.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Cheers. Hello. So I'm Alex. I'm from the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm Louise Diggle. I'm an artist and I run life drawing in Shrewsbury. and I'm a keen urban sketcher.
Oh, wow. So life drawing and urban sketching are two different things,
Yes.
aren't they? Because one's organic and fluid, and whereas one's straight lines and...
No, that's not the case at all. Life drawing is drawing a naked life model.
Yes.
And urban sketching is really drawing anything outdoors on the spot. So as you can see here, I've got some of the crowds watching. That's not linear. And even when I do more linear stuff, the lines are all wobbly. It doesn't have to be.
Wow, where's that?
That was from the roof of the market hall. We were there 2 weeks ago drawing.
Wonderful.
With Shrewsbury Urban Sketchers.
See, I had this amazing idea. I can't remember who I was talking to. It could have been Tat FB. It could have been Charlie Adlard. I don't know.
Oh, yes.
But I was talking about, I think it's Cherie Gerard, actually.
Right.
And I was saying, like, because I can't draw.
Yeah.
Right, it's a vocation that I just don't have. Right, it's not something I'm born to do. I see that face. I don't know. I can do little bits.
I would disagree, actually, because we get complete beginners at urban sketching and at life drawing. And my argument is that if you gave two people who'd never drawn before 100 hours of drawing, if they drew for 100 hours in total, at the end, one of them would probably be better than the other, but they both would be better than when they started. A lot of drawing is learning, is just getting used to doing
repetition
it.
and practice.
And learning to look properly and practice, yes.
I had a great art teacher because I did take art in school. Because I love art. It's something that moves you, you know.
Yes.
So, and I did have a great art teacher that told me an artist has great vision. You know, somebody that can see, look properly, and focus.
Yes, but some of that can be learnt by experience. Yes.
Well, my idea was to come to a life drawing session.
Yes.
With someone who's magnificent at art. It doesn't have to be Charlie Adlard, but it could be someone who's really, really talented. Sit next to them, me, a complete beginner. Do the art class and then see how mine compares, you know?
Well, the life drawing, it's not tutored, although we can always give guidance if people want it. And some people do sit near me to watch what I do. But it is interesting to look at other people's work, and you learn from looking at other people's work and seeing how they approach it. There was one bloke who comes along, he's a very good artist, and his work is all outlines, it's all lines, it's not tonal, there's no shading. There's another guy who uses charcoal and does lots of tonal work. Now, one approach might be more appealing to somebody than another, so you choose your materials and you choose your approach. And you can try different ones, of course.
Your life drawing sessions have become quite famous now because of a famous artist around here who shares a lot of his work, Charlie Adlard.
Charlie Adlard, yes, he used to come along, yes.
Yes. How does that make you feel when you see he's like a comic book rock star sharing work that he's done at one of your classes?
Well, actually, I didn't know who he was.
Do you know what?
You had to tell me. I'm not that demographic, I don't think.
We were at Drawn a few weeks ago, me and Leon, that's my son here, and we were watching Charlie Adlard doing a draw along, and there were people in the crowd that were mesmerised what they were seeing, and they were like, we don't know who he is. And I was like, you've not heard of The Walking Dead?
No, I hadn't, no. And my co-organiser at Life Drawing had heard of him because he's got kids, and so he knew about it via them.
I wonder if we could do like an anonymous life drawing session where you don't know who's doing the drawing. They turn up, they're behind a curtain, they just draw, and then they push their pages through. So you don't know who's drawn these things, and you judge them just on the art themselves.
Yeah, but in a way we do that anyway. I mean, if we have a break and people go and get coffee and what have you, and we walk around and look at people. So people don't have to leave them out. There's no judgment. It's not that sort of a thing. But people can leave them out, and then you don't know who's drawn them. But you can talk to each other and say, well, that's really good. I like that because of this, or prefer that one because of that, or whatever.
I guess you can find a diamond in the rough, can't you? If you've done what you would consider to be a bad piece personally, there might be a certain section of that. That was quite good. That line was great.
On a Tuesday, we have a room at the Nags where we go and look at each other's work. Not everybody has to come. You don't have to show your work if you don't want to. But that really is very interesting because we can say, you know, that area, that bit of the drawing is really, really good. It works very well, you know.
What do you think gets better result? I mean, I know it's hard to do like a quick 15-minute draw because you're limited on time.
Yeah.
But long exposure to your subject.
At life drawing, we start off with warm-ups, so they're quite short poses, maybe 2 or 3 minutes, that sort of thing. So you really have to get down the main lines of a pose.
Yeah.
And it's to warm up, to get the pencil or whatever moving across the paper. And then we increase the length. So the longest we ever do is 40 minutes, but we don't do a 40-minute one very often. Normally the limit is 20-25 minutes. And it's quite interesting to see. Sometimes the quick ones are better because you don't have time to think too much.
It's really cool. I'd love to come along one day and just to have a go with. I'd love to be alongside a superstar though, just to get the contrast, just to show people.
But there are people who aren't superstars but are still very good, and you would learn a lot from.
Maybe I'd turn up there and I'm an artist and I just didn't know it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you might be. Yeah.
What does it? How does it feel like to see all this happening in Belle Vue?
It's lovely, isn't it? Really lively, really friendly, good atmosphere.
Really good vibe. And what would you say to any young, maybe not even any young, any shy artists out there that are too scared to wear the heart on a sleeve?
I'd say have a go. You can sit down like I am here in a corner and nobody will really notice you. And anybody who does automatically says that's fantastic. So you don't need to worry.
Even if you think, oh man, I messed this up, I'm like, oh, that's really good, yeah.
Yeah.
Because art is suggestive, I suppose, isn't it? Anyway.
Yeah.
And this year's theme, should I say, for the Belle Vue Arts Festival is heroes. I've thrown this question at a few people and their brains have just melted all over my microphone. I'm about to clean it off twice now. But who's your hero? Have you got a hero in mind? Someone that's inspired you through life, maybe?
No.
No?
It's been various people.
Yeah?
I mean, when I was about 15 or 16, I went to the Tate and saw Turner's work, and that was wow. And then around that time, I also became aware of Monet's work that he did in London, and that was also a bit of a wow. But through the years, there have been different people. Yeah,
that does happen, doesn't it? I mean, I was talking about Dave Grohl, one of my favourite musicians of all time from the Foo Fighters. A couple of years ago, it would have been Kevin Smith, who was a podcasting pioneer. I'm a podcaster, and I follow these. So I guess that there are people that you want to kind of reflect yourselves upon a little bit, maybe, or
and also different people in different spheres of life. There are a number of urban sketchers, because I go to Manchester Urban Sketchers as well, and there are a number there who I really think are very good.
Where's your? Do you have a favourite place in Shrewsbury where you love to go and sketch? Is there someone
No, there's lots in Shrewsbury.
Too many.
When 2 weeks ago we were on the top of the roof of the market hall, and that was really lovely because you've got roofscapes, and I
spoiled for choice as well.
Yeah, 360 degrees roofscapes, and that was wonderful. I'd love to spend days up there drawing. Yeah.
Wonderful. Well, it's nice speaking to you today.
And you.
And can people find places to book on at the Hive to do the...
You don't book. It's a drop-in. It's £8 because we have to cover the hire of the room and the model. It's £8 cash only. It will be on the Hive website. My name's Louise Diggle. I'm on Facebook, and you can contact me that way.
Wonderful. It's been great speaking to you today.
And you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm Alex, I'm from the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. For my listeners, would you like to introduce yourselves, please?
I'm Mike Marriott. I'm Mike Ashton.
Mike Ashton, we've got two mics here. Mike Ashton, I've been aware of your work for a while. I think when I first started doing the biscuit, I was like, oh, this guy's a local artist. Definitely need to get him on the show. We've never made it happen, have we?
We've not. Well, I don't actually call myself an artist. I'm more of a painter or printer or graphic designer, but I'm not an artist. That's more of a philosophical...
I saw your work at Draw, and it's really good stuff.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I do enjoy doing it. After 35 years or something of doing it, I still quite enjoy it, so I'll carry on.
Great stuff. And is it all... Shrewsbury's a great place, isn't it, to inspire an artist, especially when it comes to architecture and stuff,
Yeah, we've got architecture, we've got the people here. I'm just here sketching the crowd at the Arts Festival. So, people, places, we've got a lovely sunny day for it as well. So
it's a perfect day for sitting there doing a bit of urban sketching. I've just been learning about urban sketching and life drawing and the differences of, which is really nice. And yourself, Mike, you've got an exhibition for the Belle Vue Arts Festival this year, right? Doing a talk.
I've got a lecture on I think it's 14th, something like that, next week. on David Inshaw. He's a British artist who's 80 years old now. He lives in Wiltshire. So I'm doing a lecture on him.
What's he famous for? It's not a name I recall, I'm sorry.
Well, that's one of the reasons I'm doing it, is because not a lot of people have heard of him. But if people look up the painting called The Badminton Game, that's his most famous painting.
Wonderful. And to find these, not find these up, but to keep these names alive that are synonymous through time, and maybe get, with the younger generations, may get forgotten unless we keep talking about them. It's really important, right?
That's right. I mean, I suppose I could have done something on Constable Turner or Gainsborough or something like that, but I felt that, David Inshaw is a well-known British painter, English painter, and it would be good to introduce people to him.
Yeah, that sounds really interesting, actually. And is this something that you like to do, fly the flag of other artists? Are you an artist in your own right?
Yeah, I'm an artist in my own right, but I used to do it as a living. I was a lecturer at Glasgow School of Art for 17 years, and I've just moved back down here, having retired from there, and I work in my own studio painting.
Wonderful. What is the inspiration behind your art? That's a really cliche question. I'm very sorry. That hit. What's the inspiration for your band? What is it? What is your inspiration?
Well, it's difficult to say, really. I was classically trained, so I did a lot of the figurative work in the early days. Then I went over to do a bit of Scottish landscape, and now I'm introducing narrative into my work, so there's a bit of storytelling. So you can't always categorise it as landscape, figurative or still life. It's a bit of everything, really.
But you enjoy what you do, and that's the most important thing, right?
Yeah, I do. I very much do. Yeah, and it's great not to be working full time as well and teaching, because I get more time to concentrate on me.
That's really nice. And Mike, are you local, by the way? Are you Shrewsbury?
Yeah, I've just moved down here. I've been here since last July.
Wonderful. Shrewsbury is such a magnet for artists. I mean, we've got Mike Perkins walking around here, Charlie Adlard, John Wagner is a writer, of course, but he's a creator of huge cultural significance. What do you think draws people to this town, Mike Ashton?
I don't know, civilised people.
Civilised people, I know that. I ask that question to many people, and I do get a different answer every time as well.
Well, yeah, there is diversity here. It's sometimes termed as the graveyard of ambition, which I think is absolutely a positive thing, and too many people see it as negative. But I came here, didn't know what I was going to do. It's about 40 years ago I came here, and I thought, this is pleasant. I'm not going to move. I've got everything I need here, and I think this is something that attracts not just artists and creatives, but professionals that are worldwide businesses based here in Shrewsbury, hydrologists and I don't know, all sorts of folks live here. Something about the place is just easygoing,
I used to say there's something in the Severn, but I can't say that anymore because it's a political thing to say now. That brings up all kinds of debates and stuff. But, there is something special here, and it's something that over the last 5 years with the Biscuit, I've seen stars emerge from this town as far as art's concerned, music, local young politicians, even wherever it is. There's something here that just grips people. It's quite nice, isn't it?
It is. I mean, I moved up to Scotland in 2005 from here, and I've moved back, and there's a big improvement.
Can't stay away.
Yeah, it's home.
That's what I love to hear. So your event, when's that taking place?
I think it's a week on Wednesday at the Methodist Church, Belle Vue.
I'll speak to Joe, and I'll get a link. There's still time as you're listening to this to buy tickets. I'll put the link on the readout for this. Buy the tickets and learn about some great art. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's a pleasure.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for chatting to me, guys. Thank you.
Cheers.
Change the lock on my front door. My door key don't fit no more. So move it on over. Roll it on over. Move it over, little rock, 'cause a big dog's smooth.
So having a wander around, right? And I bumped into some friends from school. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Susie Wilson. I'm Kate.
You're my wife. We're on Greyfriars today. The sun is shining. It's a nice breeze coming through, music, lots going on. Lula whinging. Are you happy? Yes! What does this mean to the community having all this out here today?
Well, do you know what? This is the first time we've actually been to the Belle Vue Arts Festival. We always kind of go through it, but it's actually that sense of community, and I think it comes from like the school, and it's just really nice to be part of.
It's really good. And this isn't just the one day. If you've seen the programme, there's like loads going on.
Yeah, some next weekend as well, isn't there? Looks fantastic lineup. Yeah, really looking forward to going next weekend as well.
Brilliant. Have you guys been to see the Salvador Dali stuff as well?
No, we've only just found out off your lovely wife that there is Salvador Dali sculptures.
He's like the rock star of art, isn't he, Salvador Dali? You know, it's really sexy stuff. There's stuff at the castle, there's stuff in the Dingle and in the museum, and there's 150 local artists that have given in their art to create an arts trail through town. How amazing is that?
That is absolutely amazing. So I think we're going to actually spend a bit longer here than we anticipated. So yeah, it's all good.
Well, the theme of today's event, or the festival this year, is heroes, and this is a thought-provoking one. Well, who's your hero?
Oh.
Anybody that's inspired you throughout your life? You know yours?
Bob.
Bob. Who's Bob?
Bob the robot.
Bob the robot. He's your hero?
Yeah.
Why?
He's metal and he can punch people really hard.
Well done, Finlay. That's a really good one. I like that one. Have you got a hero? Someone that has inspired you? Can't think?
I can't think of one.
Why is that such a hard thing for people to think about?
There should be one.
One of mine's Dave Grohl. He's that easy. He's such a nice guy, hard-working guy, makes great music. Dave Grohl.
I suppose just anybody that just reaches their dreams, goals, just goes out there and just does what they want to do in life and will work hard to do it. So.
Okay. Leon, who's your hero?
I don't know.
This is a thought-provoking one. Sue, the lady who's organising this today, I asked her and her brain just melted all over my microphone and I had to wipe it off. Can't think of anyone?
Tyson Fury, probably, I don't know.
Tyson Fury! Mental health issues that he dealt with, that's a really good issue. Yeah. I'm not going to push you guys, but just remember...
I might come back to you later, I'll have to put it on the chat.
Chasing me down the street. Hey! I know who my hero is now. Well, shout out to Bob, shout out to Tyson Fury, and thank you guys for chatting to me.
Thank you.
So I'm Alex, I'm from the Shrewsbury Biscuit. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi mate, I'm Harry Taylor. I live in Belle Vue and I'm helping to organise the music today.
I lived here for a few years and I moved here from Telford.
Yep.
And within a few months of me living here, they were like, oh, it's a Belle Vue Arts Festival. And then I got introduced to everybody in the community because we were on the gardens and we got to witness this for the first time. It makes you feel proud is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's a great community event, isn't it? You know, it's all your friends and family and people you know and some that you don't know, all just mucking in and doing something nice for all ages.
I've been doing this for probably the 5th year, I think, running now. And I always meet someone new, find something out. It's quite good. You're organising the music today, right?
Yeah, I am. I'm not the only one. There's a few of us, but we've got a great lineup of local musicians. We're about halfway through. And it's lovely weather, so great day.
In such a small section of what is Shrewsbury, how hard is it to find talented people?
There's loads of talented people in Shrewsbury. I think that's the great thing, and Belle Vue in particular seems to have it's a bit of a magnet for artists, I think, of all shapes and sizes, if you like.
Brilliant. Well, thank you for helping out to give us a bit of music, a bit of atmosphere.
Hope you enjoy it. It's brilliant.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. So I found Lynette Adlard. I'm usually speaking to her other half, Charlie, but here I am shoving a microphone in your face today. How are you?
Hello.
How does it feel to see all this?
No, it's great. It's lovely. It's an amazing community event, and it's just great to see everybody coming out in the sunshine and enjoying themselves.
Yeah, so. I saw you last night at Miss Jones Gallery and seeing all that. Have you been a part of planning?
Yes, yeah. No, I'm a committee member. I've been doing workshops with the Brownies and at the school with other committee members, and doing the arts trail, hanging pant bunting, doing chalk spraying on the floors. Is there a part of you that's like, I wish Shrewsbury wasn't so creative? Oh my God, there's so much to do. No, I love that it's creative, and it's lovely to feel part of it and just join in. It's great.
Over the last sort of 5 years of me doing this podcast, I've noticed a progression in the creativity in this town. I have just genuinely noticed it. Do you feel like your husband is part of that? He's got to be.
Possibly, but I think it's just the town itself. It's just the atmosphere. It just invites creativity and draws people in, and so many creative people have made it their home. It's great.
It's really nice, and thank you so much for being a part of planning all this.
No, I've thoroughly enjoyed myself.
What's the most challenging thing when it comes to organising something like this, would you say? Because it seems to just put itself together. I mean,
it's a massive team effort. There's a lot goes on behind the scenes. No, I haven't found it particularly challenging because everyone has been so open to new ideas and really encouraging, and all their businesses have been really got on board and like let us do crazy things in their windows and draw on their glass and hang underpants up. So it's just I haven't found any difficulties, to be honest.
That's really nice to hear, really good to hear. And you got a drink and draw coming up, right? So tell us about that.
So the drink and draw is a family-friendly event. It's the first time the festival have run one, but we're definitely going to do one again. So unfortunately it's completely fully booked, and with a standby list as well. We've got 3 professional artists, Charlie being one of them as well, going to do a hero-themed drink and draw. So at House Coffee Shop in Coleham. So.
And I know this one is alcohol-free, which is important.
Yes.
But we did one at St Michael's.
Yes. St Nicholas's.
St Nicholas, sorry, I was getting and I've got to say it was so daunting because I had like 3 pints.
Yeah.
And we did drawings, and Charlie said, well, now I'm going to come and look at your work. And I was like, no, please don't. I felt so judged.
I think we'll definitely do it again. It was just to test the water this year, but we're definitely going to do it again.
The theme of this year's festival is heroes. I mean, I've been asking this a lot of people, and it's a really difficult question for people to answer. I don't know why, but do you have a hero, someone that's inspired you in your life?
Oh, I'm a massive David Attenborough fan. I love.
That's
David
a great one. Thank you. You win so far.
I don't know. So many in different. If you could, it's such a broad statement, heroes. So I don't know. It's really hard to choose.
So I was going with Dave. I went with Dave Grohl earlier, and then Kevin Smith because he did the podcasty stuff. But it's weird how when you need something like that, something to inspire you, the people that you gravitate towards, they can't stay with you for your life, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, David Attenborough's been around all my life, bless him, and I hope he's around for a lot longer.
And he's trying his hardest to save the world, isn't he?
Absolutely. We should be more David, definitely.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for all your efforts and for putting this on.
And thank you for helping spread the word. So
I love my town, and what can I say? I love spreading the word about it.
I love Shrewsbury, and I love this area as well. It's great.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for chatting to me today. Brilliant. Thank you. So we're walking around today at the Belle Vue Arts Festival opener. The sun is shining, there's music, there's lots of people, and I'm going to go around today and ask people who their heroes are. That's the theme this year. Do you have your favourite hero, someone that's inspired you throughout your life so far? First of all, introduce yourself.
I'm May Hilton, and my hero is probably going to be Adam Beals.
Who, sorry?
Adam Beals.
Adam Beals, who's that?
He's my favourite YouTuber.
Oh, right, okay. That's really good. How does that inspire you?
Because he goes around to people's houses and giving loads of people gifts that he thinks people have deserved them.
Oh, that's really nice. Like the Mr. Beast thing. He does things like that as well, doesn't he? Inspires people by giving. Do you have a hero? Someone that's inspired you for your life? Mine's Dave Grohl, by the way.
Yours is who?
Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters.
Oh, do you know what? David Bowie's coming to mind. Yeah. That's he's just
his art transcended music. It was like he was a visionary, wasn't he?
He was a visionary, and I fell in love with him when I was a teenager. So that's what. Sorry, Darren. But there you go.
Do you have a hero, someone that's inspired you?
I do, yeah. So Nigel Slater, the cook, is a hero of mine. So we use lots of his recipes and things. And we did meet him 3 years ago.
Well, how was that? They say never meet your heroes.
They say never meet your heroes, but he was lovely. Signed a couple of books for me. He was just generally very nice. So this was one hero we were happy to meet.
One of my heroes is Kevin Smith. Because he's a podcasting pioneer. Made movies like Mallrats and Dogma. And we went to watch him live in Birmingham a few years ago. And after the show, we saw him across the street in Broad Street. My wife dragged me into traffic. She was like, he's there! And I went to go and get a selfie with him, expecting him to be like really standoffish. But he was like, bring it in, man! Bring it in! And I was like so shocked. I was like, this guy's lovely. He's really great. It's really nice to meet your heroes. How does it feel to see all this happening locally?
Oh, it's brilliant. I mean, May helped with the bee with the brownies.
Yeah.
And so that was really, it's just a really nice community event, and it goes to Coleham School.
So does my Timmy,
Yeah, I thought so. And we just have it's just nice that it goes through school. We see the local businesses getting by. It's just a really nice feeling. So
Brilliant.
sort of, community spirit. So
That's what we do it for. It's fantastic. Well, thank you for chatting to me, guys. I'm not going to stop. I'm going to keep walking and see if we can find some more people. The bee looks fantastic, by the way. Well done. So, hello. I'm from the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast. Can I come say hello? Is that all right? Hello. We're out here in the sun today. And this year's theme of the Belle Vue Arts Festival is heroes. So it's a bit of a brain ticker, but do you have a hero, somebody that's inspired you throughout your life?
Throughout my life, a hero. Oh my goodness.
This is one that makes people's brains sort of melt a little bit.
That's the one to ask.
Yeah?
Oh, don't pass it on to me.
Yeah, see? It's a difficult one, isn't it? We've asked people this and it struggled. I mean, mine is a musician called Dave Grohl, from the Foo Fighters, because I think he's such a nice guy, very hard-working guy.
I was involved in actually doing a poster for the heroes for Belle Vue Arts. But I'd say my hero, and anyone could be a hero, would be my dad.
That's nice. Your dad.
You don't have to have superpowers, do you?
And this is the point I think I'm trying to make with this, is nobody's gone
your
Batman.
Superpowers could be being a plumber, being a bricklayer, could be a mechanic. Your superpowers could be with a brush, it could be with a pen, words. So
Anything can be your superpower.
not always the superhero angle. We're looking at normal people, ordinary people, your hero.
Nice, brilliant. Well, I hope you guys have a great day. What's your name, sorry?
Brenda.
You're Brenda, and you're?
Mike.
Mike, you're the fourth Mike I've spoken to today. It's great. It's a great name.
Okay.
We're going to try and find one more person. Hello.
To Anne, our Scarecrow Trail lady.
Absolutely. I'm still recording. Say hello. Joe.
Yes.
We're asking people who their heroes are.
I've got one.
Have you got one?
Yeah, it's Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
For all the naughty reasons.
Oh, okay. Well, he's a nice guy too. I suppose
He is, I'm sure he is.
Because he's such a philanthropist. Wink, wink.
Because he's incredibly generous and supportive of lots of different charities.
Right. Okay. So scarecrows.
And really
we're talking about.
handsome. Anne is our Scarecrow.
I'm going to come round. I'll find a way around. I'm still recording. We've been asked to speak to Anne. Hello, I'm Alex from the Shrewsbury Biscuit.
Hello.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
My name is Anne.
Have we spoken to each other before?
We have a few years ago because I play roller derby, and I think you did us a little roller derby interview.
Possibly. You seem familiar anyway. So you're organising the Scarecrow?
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, organising the Scarecrow Art Trail.
Okay, so the Open Gardens thing from the Belle Vue Arts Festival, I always talk about as being one of the fondest moments of me first moving to Shrewsbury, me doing the biscuit, finding about the Belle Vue Arts Festival, and then being invited around people's gardens, sitting and having a cup of coffee with people, and it was one of the nicest moments, and my great introduction to the people of Shrewsbury.
Yeah, it's great, especially if you're nosy like me and you want to have a little peek in people's gardens. You would be so surprised what's behind those terraced houses. I love the open gardens so much.
Yeah, and I love that there's a theme every year for the scarecrows that people put in their gardens. This year's heroes, right?
Absolutely, yeah, heroes this year. It's a bit of a wide topic, I suppose, because you can have so many different kinds of heroes, personal and kind of famous heroes. So we like to keep it as broad as we can.
Yeah, I've been asking people today who their heroes are, and some people have been very open and gone, oh yeah, this is the but for some people it's quite a personal thing.
Yeah.
Who's your hero? And he's like, oh.
It's hard, isn't it?
Yeah. I'll give you a moment to think about yours. While I'm asking you, how difficult a challenge was it to put together this year's Scarecrow Trail?
It's my first year organising it on my own. Normally I have Graham that organises it with me, so next year hopefully he'll be back on board. But no, it's been loads of fun actually. It's been really great. Everyone is so happy to be involved that actually kind of organises itself, which is really nice.
That's really nice. What was last year's theme? Was it changed? No? Can't remember what it was, but these things are so... What I'm trying to say is the theme heroes, like you've just mentioned, is so broad that could become a problem in itself. You know, you've got an empty canvas and somebody says, heroes go, you don't know what to throw onto that, do you? So when it comes to making a scarecrow, I guess you could... How to make a scarecrow of Dave Grohl? That'd be quite easy, I imagine. The Foo Fightery stuff.
Depending which era, I suppose you could do a few different Dave Grohl kind of themed things, couldn't you?
Have you seen some of the scarecrows already?
No, I haven't. Well, there's one just over here actually. Saying that's what I have because that was the bee that's kind of made out of.
I've spoken to the lady who helped make that.
With the brownies. It's lovely, isn't it? So
really good.
Yeah, no, but that's the only one I've seen so far. I am making one myself. But as a judge, I obviously don't intend to win.
What are you making? Can we?
I'm making a ichthyosaur skeleton, kind of like it's still in the rock, because my hero is Mary Anning.
Oh, wonderful!
There we go. That's my hero.
That's really cool. We've had David Attenborough as well as a great humanitarian and looking after nature and the planet and stuff. Well, thank you so much for your efforts, and also as well, I imagine there's lots of young minds out there working on their scarecrow right now.
Hopefully.
And good luck with the scarecrow trail.
Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Thanks for chatting to me. If you're a keen listener of the Shrewsbury Biscuit, you may recognise this voice because it's the third time Christy's been on the show. Hello, how are you?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you, but it was a good year ago.
It was a good year. It was a very hot day as well. You showed me your garden.
That's right, yes, it was but like today.
Like today. The open gardens, I always talk about as a fond memory of mine because it was my introduction to the people of Belle Vue and Coleham as I just moved.
Yeah.
I just moved from Telford and I was like, it was actually walking around Greyfriars across this bridge that made me realise actually we made the right choice moving here because there was like young people stopping and taking pictures.
Yeah.
And I'd never seen that before.
Yeah.
People pride in where you live.
Yeah, enjoying it. Yeah, well, we've got bunting all over Greyfriars Bridge right now.
Yeah, it looks great.
And we've got a huge, great bee built of bottle tops.
By the brownies.
By the brownies.
Yeah. The open gardens this year, as well as the Scarecrow Trail, all kind of bleeds in one into the other.
Yeah.
The theme being heroes.
Yeah. The heroes for me are the people who open their gardens because it takes so much work for several months beforehand. And of course, at the moment, we had a totally dry February. You may not have noticed that if you're not a gardener. Then we had rain in March and April, and then May has been dry. I've had to water everything, and so have all the other gardeners.
Wow. Here's me thinking the beginning of sort of spring was like just rain and grey skies. And
If you were noticing in your garden, if you had new seedlings out or you'd planted your veg, you would have noticed there's been no rain in May. And now it's June, still no rain, which is lovely, except if you're a gardener. I could do with about 3 days downpour before next Sunday, which is the open gardens.
Oh, so while this weather is great, there is a consequence.
Indeed so, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And is the open gardens this year, every year, is it something that just kind of looks after itself, or do you have to go out there and find people that want to take part?
I don't have to find people, they come to me. I've got a contact list of probably about 40 people now, and I send out a big email about March saying, hello lovely gardeners, do you want to do it again? And some say no and some say yes, so there's always a hardcore, if you like, and then a handful of other folk, and then there's some new ones. We've got 7 new gardeners this year, a total of 23. You will be pushed to get around 23 gardeners from 10:30 till 4:30.
And let me explain to people that are listening to this and thinking, maybe you live in Canada, maybe you don't live locally, and you wonder, what are they talking about? Well, basically, people open up their gardens for the public. It's like a giant street party. You know, people are out there and they're serving cakes and there's music. And I mean, last time we went to Belle Vue, there was one street and there was a live band in the garden, little rock kids playing rock music. It was wonderful. Really, really was a great time. So to see a community doing that and opening up their lives to welcome people in, it's really nice, isn't it?
It's wonderful. It's so civilised. That's why we chose to come and move to Belle Vue, because there was a drum group and a poetry group and Belle Vue Arts group and a community group, and it's just lovely. And look at it now. It's just wonderful.
Well, we as the Biscuit we'll be there. When's the date of the open gardens?
It's a week tomorrow, Sunday the 11th of June, and it's round the gardens of Belle Vue. And if you're local and you want to buy a garden programme beforehand, you can get it at Stop Coffee or at House Coffee in Belle Vue or Coleham Deli. And there's about 6 gardens on the day that are also selling programmes, which are £3 for an adult and free for children.
I'll tell you what we'll do then, for our listeners that are wondering, what does this look like? I'm going to try and get a photo in every single garden, see if I can do that. Get it on our social media.
There is your challenge.
That's my challenge.
Yes.
That 23 different gardens.
Yeah.
23, all different gardens. Well, thank you for your efforts in putting this all together. All of you guys from the Belle Vue Arts Festival. Honestly, it's incredible what you guys have done to transform this little portion of our town into. It's like a new utopia today. It's like really nice. There's music, people happy. It's lovely.
Yeah, it's like one of those Sunday fetes that we used to get. There's all these stalls that are open, and over there you've got kids playing Lego and colouring in, and people doing the quiz about heroes, and the musicians that you might be able to hear in the background.
Yeah, it's been really great. I always love this. It's just a great moment. Well, thank you for chatting to me again.
Nice to see
and I'll see you on the open gardens. Maybe I'll come find you.
I hope so. I'll be there somewhere.
Yeah.
Called his uncle in Jamaica, left a message with the baker, even checked his number in the telephone book. Then I got so awfully worried, to my baby's house I hurried. When I looked inside, the phone was off the hook, and then I walked up to my baby.
So, you can hear the music going on in the background. We spoke to the guy who's been helping organise the music. We found one of the musicians here. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, I'm Gabriella and I play the ukulele, commonly known as Happiness in a Hat. Hello, Alex.
Hello. Hello. What does it feel like to bring a ukulele? Ukulele's an instrument that's synonymous with sunshine and
I hope
happiness.
So. Well, it's very easy to carry. It fits in your cabin luggage, so you don't have to worry when you go abroad with it. And you can whip it out at a moment's notice and have a busk or a party, an emergency sing-song, wherever you are.
Well, that's easy for you to say. I can't just whip it out. I get chased and arrested every time I do that, you know. But it's always a nice vibe to play the ukulele.
Yeah, yes, yeah. I love playing it, and I think it makes people happy. And I tend to sing very old and novelty songs from about 100 years ago, from the music halls and from vaudeville.
I don't think you can you play a sad song on a ukulele?
It is possible, because actually I do play at funerals, so it is possible, but it's not really what it was designed for. No. It's an instrument of happiness and joy.
It's like a shanty type stuff.
Well, it only has little fishing line. The strings are only made basically of fishing lines, so they're not very resonant, so they're very plinky plonky, so you do have to sing fast and happy songs.
I remember it was a couple of days ago, Tim, my son here, Timmy, was playing. He'd been playing at 37, and he had his ukulele on stage as one of the toys, as a prop, basically. Yeah. And we were coming back from the pub, and I was just like, jing, jing, jing. As we were walking, everyone was like, oh, that's really good. I don't know how to play it.
You have to be careful, though, because some people sell ukuleles. They sell toy ukuleles.
Yeah.
And if you buy a toy ukulele and you can't get a tune out of it, it might put you off music forever. So you have to be very careful and make sure that it is a proper musical instrument ukulele, not a toy.
Fine-tuned instrument.
Yes. And they're perfectly reasonably priced, beginners ones. I've been saving up all my life, and I happen to have a very nice one now, a handmade one.
Oh, beautiful.
And it sounds beautiful. Yes. So
how often do you get to come out and play then? Do you play around Shrewsbury? Do you ever do like events and things?
Yes, I do lots of events. I do lots of private functions. I play at weddings and funerals and anniversaries, and it's usually private functions like club meetings and at old people's places.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, it's really lovely, yeah.
Spreading a bit of joy, that's really good.
Yeah.
Well, today's Belle Vue Art, this year's, I keep saying that today, but this year's Belle Vue Art Festival is the Heroes theme.
Yes.
And we were asking people today, do you have a hero? Is there somebody that has inspired you for your life?
George Formby.
Of course.
Yes, leaning on a lamppost when I'm cleaning windows, and if you hang around, you'll hear me sing those at the end of my set today. And of course, he had a great tagline, a great catchphrase, which was, "It's turned out nice again."
That's really,
so I say that every morning and every night, and when I see friends, we all greet each other with, "Turned out nice again." And it really works. It makes people feel happy.
Brilliant. Thank you so much for bringing so much positivity to today.
Nice to meet you.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Thank you. Cheers.
Bye.
So, wandering around, I found the organiser of this. I would just like to introduce yourself to my listeners.
Yeah, it's Tom Supple, and this is about the 5th year we've been over the Greyfriars side.
It's a really nice occasion. Every year I come to this, I always get a warm glow speaking to these people. I mean, there's always one of these interviews that leads on to something special. I think last year I interviewed Amiga because I like their plants, and we ended up doing a really nice podcast actually, but went on to help people. So like these events that you put on create possibilities for people, and that's really important.
Yes, so we're, as you know, we're an arts festival, and we're kind of driven by a theme. So this year's Heroes. So we've got a couple of theme stalls. So we've got West Mercia Search and Rescue, Midlands Air Ambulance, Belle Vue Community Action Group. And then around that, we've got a few stalwarts who are always here. So we've got Shropshire Wildlife Trust, who've got a giant bee that we've made with the brownies. And we've got a festival tent. We were trying to make giant bubbles, but we didn't have enough glycerin. So if your listeners have any glycerin they want to provide to us...
Give me some bubbles!
Yeah.
Some bubbles.
So I think it gives the plasticity, but I'm not sure of the science. But can't find it in Shrewsbury. There's a shortage. But yeah, and then we've got obviously got live music, which is organised by Harry Taylor.
I've just
and
interviewed
Graham
him. Great.
David. Yeah, and it's that makes for a lovely atmosphere, I think.
It really does, and I feel like we were talking about this theme of heroes earlier, and I was saying that we've had a difficult few years with the economy, with the pandemic. I feel like we could all do with someone positive to look up to, you know.
I have to admit, when we went into lockdown, I was really proud of the festival because we had to change to digital, and actually that digital space works really well. But there's nothing like coming together at events. So yeah, this is great, and it's a lovely ad hoc informal event, which is kind of my favourite thing. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, I'm not going to keep you for too long. I want you to enjoy the sun. I want you to enjoy. I mean, as a creator of an event, is it nice to actually? This is the last thing I'll end on. Is to sit back and look at it all now.
It is, yeah. I haven't had one of the Gelato ice creams, so if I get that in my hand,
very nice,
or a cold beer, then that's a perfect day.
Brilliant. Well, thank you to and you're a great team.
They've done a fantastic job. Plus a couple of park runners, and also the residents locally, because we've got a road closure, and everyone's been super helpful and supportive. So yeah, much appreciated.
Brilliant.
Do you want to ask me about my hero?
I do. Yeah, I'm glad somebody's give you the preamp for that one, because
yeah.
I've watched people's head explode when I've asked them, have you got a hero?
Well, yeah, I do, yeah. So it's probably an obvious one, but Darwin is my hero.
That's nice.
Partly because there's a real journey you can see with Darwin. So he obviously was a man of science, but he went out to South America, found his sort of calling, built up loads of evidence. There's lots to love about Darwin.
Because he was about to become a man of God, wasn't he? He was about to, and then he was like, no, actually, I think I might do the science thing instead. Now, back in that day, it would have been a very controversial decision to make.
Possibly, yeah. I mean, it helps to have. He came from a well-to-do family, but Darwin's my hero, and I know we've got some really good things going on in Shrewsbury with the Darwin Festival, which is great.
I've got to say, and this isn't me gushing over him, but I think the heroes for me at the moment when it comes to art, I mentioned Dave Grohl, I mentioned Kevin Smith, my usual, Kevin Smith, like, because he's a podcasting pioneer, and as an independent creator, he went there and said, no, we can do it too. Yeah, with like 15 grand, he made Clerks, which went on to be a cultural success. But like Mike Perkins, Charlie Adlard, Dan Berry, all these people that are going out there, especially Charlie, out there in the hive. I know Mike is doing great stuff too, but to help encourage young artists to go out there and do it too. Really important.
Yeah, no, I think one of the main bits of the festival is to have that sort of shared space between local artists and kids and up-and-coming youngsters. We've got an award called the Judy Townsend Award, and we give that every year to young people or to a young person that shows exceptional talent, and every year there's always somebody that really stands out.
Brilliant. Well, thank you for everything, and have a great day.
Thank you. Yeah, cheers. That cold beer now.
So what a great show that was. I love doing that. I love speaking to artists. I love being in the community, and I love the Belle Vue Arts Festival. It's fantastic. Now, what I forgot to mention at the beginning of this podcast is we're going to be covering an awful lot of events during the summer. It's just, you know how it is in Shrewsbury, all right, or in Shropshire in general. It's it's party time, right, in the summer. So I'm going to be releasing multiple podcasts a week. Actually, today I've released a second podcast. and that was from last week's event, which was the county show. I've only just been able to release it now because of commitments to family and stuff. So there have actually been 2 releases today. So if you're still looking for something to listen to, please flip over to Side B and find our coverage of the county show. First time we've been there. First time we found out about what the county show actually is and what goes into planning something like this. It was a great event. And again, so in that episode, thank you to Ria Alton for inviting us to that. So that's what's going on after this podcast. I want to say thank you to everybody that spoke to us at this opener today. It was really great to speak to you guys. The sun was intense that day. Honestly, it was such a beautiful day, and you guys made it so much easier just with your easy flowing conversation. There was no awkwardness at all, and that was really nice. So thank you very much. You're all fantastic. If this is your first time listening to the Shrewsbury Biscuit podcast, please give us a follow on whatever social media is your thing. You know, we've all got our favorites. I like Instagram. It's my favorite. So whatever you do, find us. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on LinkedIn, we're on TikTok. Your follows and your support really does mean the world to us. I've seen the growth that's happened recently on Instagram, on TikTok. I love you guys. Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. So if you're not already following us, give us a follow. It really does help. And I will leave you now. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate you. Peace out.